Could you talk about that? Are you?
I mean, I think marriage is an end goal for a person and another person that you love. Um, I'm not against, like, you know what I'm saying, marriage, but all that comes with time and trials and
Yes.
tribulations and you know what I'm saying, bumps in the road and how bad it get, how good it get, how you know what I'm saying.
We watched the Harris family brand collapse in real time, and nobody can say they saw it coming quite like this. T and King Harris, once the picture of Atlanta's celebrity dynasty, have become the centerpiece of every group chat, every blog, every push alert from TMZ to TikTok. The meltdown began when T, yes, the king of the South himself, dragged his son's already messy love life into the blinding glare of the public eye. In a move that felt less like tough love and more like a full-scale takedown, T.I. exposed King's open situation, not just painting his son as a player, but throwing in his own rumored taste for extramarital activities, men included. Suddenly, those wholesome anniversary tributes with Tiny looked like so much confetti drifting after a parade. In that moment, the myth of the united Harris front was ripped to shreds on Instagram Live, and the audience could almost taste the adrenaline and humiliation swirling in that luxury suite at the Falcons game. Me and my dad meant.
Me and my dad, man, is we had a relationship. Like, it was like to the point to where he know me, I know you, but it was almost like Ghost and Tariq and Power, bro.
We remember that viral incident. King streaming live, bristling as T pestered him about growing up with a silver spoon. The elder Harris asking if his son had ever woken up with a roach on his face. King snapped back. You know I was at my grandma's house. And the tension climbed so quickly you could feel the air-thin Tiny, never to let an opportunity slip. Piped up with her own ammunition, telling the world her son sucked a pacifier till he was 12. No one could decide which was worse. The childhood shaming, the alleged truth bombs, or the spectacle of Atlanta royalty unraveling in real time with millions of strangers egging it on. T doubled down. You're embarrassing yourself and your family. King screamed back. Who you letting him play me like that? The confrontation ended with T putting his son in a headlock, caught on camera, played back, and analyzed like Zapruder footage by anyone with a Twitter account. In less than 3 minutes, years of Harris family branding had been reduced to internet memes and one giant messy punchline.
Saying, no, you're not this, you're not this. And then I'm going to him saying, bro, why you doing that? Why you even doing that? He like, bro, the point is to make them think that you're not this. That's the whole goal.
It didn't stop at family brawls or awkward throwbacks about pacifiers. As if on cue, King jumped onto social media and with the nonchalance of a man untouchable by consequence, declared that he was in fact a free agent. His baby mama, Jane Janana, allegedly approved of his escapades with studio guests, girls at the club, and anyone else who might catch his wandering eye. My baby mama don't care, he boasted to his followers. You're not upping one. You're just here because I'm able to do that. It's not nothing special. King was adamant. In his world, cheating didn't exist, and he was simply having a good time. His reasoning, he basically is single. So what if the internet called him out? In King's mind, Nana was unbothered. The haters were irrelevant, and he could do what he wanted. The spectacle played out across Instagram. Each comment feeding the machine, each reaction making the whole thing feel a little less like reality and a little more like performance art. He insisted he was a supportive father. In his own words, I'm not a bad baby daddy, so I got more leeway than other baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a normal baby daddy, but not everyone's buying what King's selling. Word has it behind Nana's silent social accounts and carefully cropped baby shower photos, something much colder is brewing. Multiple insiders have whispered that Nana's been quietly compiling receipts building a legal case to strip King of his parental rights. Friends of Nana claim she's tired of being paraded as the cool baby mama for social media clout. While King posts videos of himself behind the wheel, allegedly smoking up, rapping, showing off, bruises from late-night altercations. Still got my chain, he joked. Red marks circling his eye. Fans and family alike have started to question whether King is anywhere near ready for fatherhood. One minute he's playfully apologizing to his grandmother for his behavior. The next he's sharing rants about standing on business while the mother of his child allegedly gathers evidence, the viral outbursts, the controversial interviews, the unresolved run-ins with law enforcement. It's the kind of slow burn betrayal that keeps divorce lawyers and gossip bloggers equally invested. Discrediting and trying to take I done did and be like, nah, it ain't that, like you can't do that. That's like if Nana is in fact pursuing legal action, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Harris family's entire reputation, once ironclad built on the myth of hustle realness and endless second chances, is suddenly under siege. Some see King as a victim of his own bravado, overexposed before he's even had a chance to figure out adulthood. Others call this karma, years of dodging responsibility now coming home to roost. Still, there's no denying that the public spectacle has shifted from T and Tiny's marriage to the next generation's unraveling, and the receipts might be far juicier than anything the parents ever managed. Just as the family's image begins to buckle under King's chaos, we're hit with another twist. More than one industry insider, an old road manager here, a makeup artist there, have whispered that Ty's own open marriage isn't just about flings with groupies or late-night studio visitors. There's talk, unconfirmed but relentless, that the king of trap himself has dabbled in same gender affairs. Some say the rumors are a calculated leak thrown into the fire at the height of the father-son feud designed to humble King or maybe distract from his latest headline. Others insist it's been an open secret for years, known among certain circles, but never splashed across the blogs until now. It's just sometimes the things we was doing was forced, not necessarily fake. So it wasn't really like it was just the perception they had on me, it was I was just bad, cool, funny. I'm still him. That's who I am. That's right. That's who I am. So it's just certain things that they kind of perceive and get wrong. And it's not hard to see how this web of accusations, betrayals, and half-confessions starts to blur together. After all, how much of King's wild boy act is just a replay of his father's greatest hits? The open marriage, the public embarrassment, the desperate need to prove he stands on business. All echoes of Ty's own journey, only now live streamed for the world to dissect. It's the old cliche come to life. The sins of the father amplified by social media and magnified, until the line between private scandal and public humiliation disappears entirely. At home, the official word from Tiny is still unbothered. The Instagram posts about family forever and the usual string of emoji hearts haven't slowed. But off social, the Harris clan is scrambling. Nana's absence from King's latest music videos, the fact that she hasn't posted about him since the baby shower, has only fueled the speculation. Some claim she's keeping her distance on the advice of legal counsel, others that she's done with the circus and wants to shield her son from a future of Instagram-fueled feuds. But we all know how this game works. What starts as it's not that serious can end with courtroom fireworks.
Just sometimes the things we was doing was forced, not necessarily fake. So it wasn't really like, it was just, the perception they had on me was I was just bad, cool, funny. I'm him. That's who I am.
That's right.
That's who I am. So it's just certain things that they kind of perceive and get.
And while the family tries to project strength, the rumors keep stacking up. Was King's boast about his open relationship just damage control, trying to get ahead of whisperers about his fidelity? Or was he, as some now say, modeling the exact same open marriage script his father allegedly followed? Is Nana really plotting to take him to court? Or is this all smoke from a PR machine gone haywire? What's clear is that the truth is getting harder to pin down. Every new leak, every cryptic Instagram story, every liar's letter that just happens to make its way online adds another twist to a saga already spiraling out of control. Meanwhile, media is ravenous. The headlines write themselves. T, the patriarch who built his career on being untouchable, now accused of oversharing and underparenting. King spinning out. Nana possibly pulling the rug out from under both of them. Fans and haters alike can't help but wonder if these are the secrets we're being fed. What else is waiting to surface? And how far will Nana go to protect her own future and the one person caught in the middle of it all?
I was trying to get to the bottom of things with King, trying to see if he had his
Huh? Whoa. Where you coming out with this word?
because King got a little friend, and he be in love, like he's a lover boy.
Yeah.
No, I'm not, I'm a virgin. It's other things than
That between him and his
That public feud became more than just an ugly family spat. It was the moment the Harris image split wide open. The man who'd styled himself as Atlanta's king of the South looked less like a benevolent ruler and more like a desperate patriarch out of moves. King, for his part, seemed determined to torch whatever was left of his golden boy reputation, flexing for his audience as if rebellion alone would redeem him. All the lessons about respect and responsibility, so often parroted by T.I. on their reality show, landed with a hollow thud, especially as headlines about the family's legal issues, open marriage rumors, and questionable business started mounting. The generational divide was no longer just a subplot. It was the main event. In every shot, from King's Instagram rants to T.I.'s tight-lipped PR responses, we saw the old rules disintegrate, replaced by new battle lines drawn with hashtags, live streams, and viral memes. Tiny, who's always played the role of peacemaker, the one smoothing over Ty's controversies, now found herself at the center of an even bigger scandal. Rumors swirled that she'd taken matters into her own hands, allegedly paying Nana under the table to keep quiet about the true paternity of King Jr. We heard whispers from industry fixers and those close to the situation that this was more than hush money. It was damage control for an empire built on appearances. The story goes that Tiny, watching the Harris brand teeter on the edge, decided the only way to avoid complete embarrassment was to handle the Nana problem privately, one wire transfer at a time. Was she protecting her son or protecting the family's reputation? Did she know the whole time that King wasn't the biological father, or was she simply moving fast to smother a crisis before it could hit the blogs? Nobody in the Harris camp is eager to address the payment rumors hidden. Tiny went online to slam clickbait lies, but the language felt forced, almost like a Hail Mary to keep the family's carefully curated image from total collapse. How in the hell would this person know anything about what we did or did not do? She wrote, bristling at the idea that outsiders could see behind the velvet curtain. Meanwhile, Zani, always quick with a Twitter retort, laughed off the speculation, but left enough ambiguity for the story to stick. Still, the questions keep coming. If Tiny was willing to buy silence, what else was on the negotiating table? How much of the Harris legacy is real? And how much is manufactured for the cameras, the fans, and the endless parade of exclusive interviews?
Graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but it ain't.
3 veteran producers insist that this isn't the first time the Harris crew has worked overtime to keep messy secrets out of the press. A publicist who once worked with the family claims there's always an NDA on the table. One former road manager said, "You think this is new? They've been playing reputation Jenga for years." At some point, the whole thing's coming down. The label hasn't commented, but the silence only feeds the fire. If this paternity cover-up turns out to be true, it could unravel everything from syndication deals to festival invites to that last shred of credibility the family clings to when critics circle.
You and T.I. just recently celebrated your anniversary.
Yeah. Yep. It was 4 years. 4 years this year. July the 31st.
How did you two...
3 veteran producers insist that this isn't the first time the Harris crew has worked overtime to keep messy secrets out of the press. A publicist who once worked with the family claims there's always an NDA on the table. One former road manager said, "You think this is new? They've been playing reputation Jenga for years." At some point, the whole thing's coming down. The label hasn't commented, but the silence only feeds the fire. If this paternity cover-up turns out to be true, it could unravel everything from syndication deals to festival invites to that last shred of credibility the family clings to when critics circle.
The actor would tell you when the camera's on, you get into character, you get into, you know what I'm saying, and the thing about reality, it's all real, it's all natural, but some things are, you know what I'm saying, some things are needed for the climax and the rising of the episodes and stuff like that. So sometimes...
Think about it. A family whose very name is synonymous with success and hustle now risks becoming a cautionary tale. We've already watched their reality show get the axe over legal scandals, with VH1 citing serious allegations as the reason for pulling the plug. With each new headline, bench warrants, open relationship rumors, even talk of trafficking charges, we see the myth of the self-made dynasty unraveling thread by thread. Behind the scenes, damage control is a full-time job. Lawyers, managers, and old family friends all working overtime to plug the leaks. But the old strategies, denials, Instagram statements, even threats of legal action aren't landing like they used to. Fans want receipts, not just trust us promises. Every evasive answer feels like an admission. If Tiny truly orchestrated a payoff to keep Nana silent, and if the baby isn't actually King's, then the trust between the Harris family and the public is shattered, maybe for good. And for King, who's been branded as the next generation, the question becomes existential. What is he standing on? If even his claim to fatherhood is in question, marriage, I just like the paperwork of it is like it don't like I don't see how it benefits the guy. Like just the paperwork side of it, and like love shouldn't be paperwork.
Whole weddings, the honeymoons, the together forever, the rings, all that's great. But just how the man is set up to kind of get more of the back end and more of the whiplash off of it is just kind of crazy to me. But I'm not a guy that's against marriage.
Nana taking the stand, or Tiny cutting a deal with yet another lawyer to make it all go away? More ominously, if the Harrises are this ruthless about protecting one secret, what else are they hiding in the vault? And who out there is brave enough or bitter enough to expose what hasn't yet come to light? But we have to ask, have we reached the final days of the Harris dynasty? Or is this just another scandal will survive only to come back bigger, louder, and even more unpredictable? Is King about to lose everything? Or is this all a smokescreen for something deeper, something even more damaging than a DNA test or a wire transfer? Drop your wildest theory in the comments. What do you think the Harrises are hiding? Until next time, keep your eyes open and your notifications on